I said to you, and I hope you actually read the actual description. I said to you I was going to read your future. So apologies, first of all, if you're expecting me to read your future, because I'm not going to read your future. I'm not going to read anyone's future. But I am going to give you something much better than that, so don't go, all right? I'm going to give you something way better than that. I'm going to give you, wait for it. Oh yeah, I'm going to give you the truth. That's right, I'm going to give you the truth, which is way better, isn't it? Because it's more empowering, and also because it's true. So why am I not going to give you your future? Because, and I'm fairly sure that you will agree with this, although, you know, you please feel free to disagree, all right, that your future's not mapped out for you. I don't believe you. Hello, Adriana. I'm glad you're here. I was just saying to Julia and Jan that I was so happy to think that you're actually, a few people, friendly faces are watching, because it's going to make things very different for me, just being able to talk to actual people, instead of having to use my imagination and imagine that there was someone friendly and nice watching, because I tend to imagine someone doing V signs at me, thinking what a twat I am, because that's where my imagination naturally goes to. Anyway, I was saying that I'm not reading your future because I'm going to give you something better, which is something that I'm sure you all know, that I don't believe that our futures are mapped out at all. I think that that we are making our future. You are making your futures with every moment, in every way, every single day. We're constantly making our futures by the decisions that we make. And the idea of predestination has, you know, been an interesting idea, hasn't it, from the very beginning of time. We have, you know, I don't know if you know the play Oedipus by Sophocles. I'm sure you're all probably familiar with the play, but in the play Oedipus, he is given this prediction that Oedipus is going to kill his father. He's going to kill his father. He's going to marry his mother. Now, Oedipus is aware of this prediction, and he doesn't want it to happen, so he does everything he can to make sure it doesn't happen. But he still grows up, and he accidentally ends up killing his father and marrying his mother, therefore proving the idea that, you know, life is predestined, our futures are mapped out for us. The idea is also explored brilliantly in the play Macbeth, through the, you know, like the whole Macbeth going to be king and the three witches. So this is an interesting idea, isn't it, about our futures being predetermined. And it's attractive, isn't it, when someone comes along and says, hey, I'm going to read your future, because in that moment we can abdicate our responsibility. We can essentially become like children again, where we don't have to make that decision. We don't have to worry about the burden of cause and effects that that is being an adult, isn't it? So that is really the idea of, so that's what I wanted to talk about, the idea that the future is not predetermined, which I'm sure that you probably agree that it is. So I don't know, do you know the story? And again, please, I can't actually see if you're commenting. Do you know the story about Prince Ali Khan and Rita Hayworth? If you do know, just go like that, thumbs up, okay? It's a great story, but Prince Ali Khan was he was a very good-looking man. He was a Prince of Arabia, and he was really, really good with women. He was very good at seducing women. And he fell in love with Rita Hayworth, who at the time was this, you know, probably considered the most beautiful woman in the world. And he fell in love with Rita Hayworth. And because he was just determined to have her, she just split up with Orson Welles. I'm sounding like this is like my social circle that I know. I don't. Obviously, this was in the 30s and the 40s, but it's just a really good story. If you've just come in, just let me know who you are. Oh, hi, Kevin. I'm just talking about our fate not being predestined, and we're constantly making our future. And I'm telling the story, a very interesting story about Prince Ali Khan. He was actually known as a Playboy Prince. So it gives you a clue of what kind of what his reputation was. So Playboy Prince and Rita Hayworth. So anyway, he went all out to get her, fell in love with her, and he had it arranged that they'd meet at some party. And you know, he knew that she was going to be there. She didn't know he was going to be there. And you know, he started romancing her. She just, as I said, she just broken up with Orson Welles. She was actually still in love with him, with her ex-husband. But he really pursued her, he romanced her, whisked her off to Stevenage. No, I think it wasn't Stevenage, it might have been Monte Carlo actually. And just wooed her and made it was really, very attractive. And then he proposed to her. She wasn't sure, so he just disappeared. And in that time, he arranged for a psychic reader to be in the hotel with her. And this psychic reader told her that she was about to embark on the love of her life And if she didn't go for it, she was going to, you know, be unhappy for all her days, or something along that path. Anyway, did she marry him? Do you think she married him? Okay, and were they happy? If you know, put your hands on the buzzer and let me know what you think the answer is. And I'm going to answer you that in a couple of minutes. But the fact is for me, I was lucky that my first experience of a psychic reading was ridiculous. It was absolutely shit. I was 17. I went to the psychic fair in Watford with a friend, a school friend called Alice. And I was told by this woman, I went into this tent. It was a tent. It was like a proper tent. And the woman said to me, "You're going to meet a man." And, you know, I was 17 years old, I had bleached blonde hair, probably going to meet a few, wasn't I, really? And then she said to me something I'll never forget. She said, he shouts at you, dear. He shouts at you. And I can still remember the way she said it. And it sounded loud now. So as an adult, I can remember thinking now, looking back, what a Mike Leigh character she was. And I thought, of course, because even then I thought, what a lot of bullshit this is. You know, because, you know, at 17 years old, I could quite easily imagine that at some point, looking through my life, I was going to meet a man that shouts at me at some point. Apart from the fact I came from quite a shouty family, you know, I can be quite annoying. So it wasn't a stretch of the imagination. So that point, that kind of like, I came to the idea along, not just then, that was the beginning of me thinking about the whole idea of divination, is it divination? That's right, isn't it? Divining the future. Anyway, because I was really into astrology when I was younger, and I was quite good at being able to predict people's star signs. But what it's made me think along the line is, we're all constantly reading people's futures. You know, we reading cues all the time, aren't we? We can read people's cues, but not because your future is mapped out, because of your spirit, because of your personality. And someone who's intelligent and intuitive can easily, I think, make some quite good predictions about what's going to happen to people based on not their future, but based on their personality and based on what they're presenting all the time. So that's what it made me think. What has this got to do with you? I'm glad you asked. What it's got to do with you is, I said to you that I was going to read your future. I haven't. I've just reminded you that you are making your future all the time. In every second, in every decision, in every moment, you're making your future. So I am inviting you, and I'm inviting, obviously, I think all of you are actually in my group. I don't know if Kevin, are you in my group? I don't think you are. But I'm inviting you to my next Sunday, my second of my 10 hypnosis sessions. They're free to the people in my group, The Life You're Born to Live. And in it, you're going to get a peek at your future. But it's a future that you're creating. You're creating it through what you feel, what you think about, what you imagine, and the energy you're drawing to you by what you're visualizing through hypnosis, and just through the decisions and through the energy that you're creating every day, in every moment, in every way. So that's really, so next week, 7 o'clock, if you want to come and you want to join the group, it's going to be free. It's free for the members in my group. Just ask me and I'll give you a link, or just join The Life You Were Born to Live. I'm not going to be doing a live or reminder next week because I'm actually doing a yoga retreat with my sister. It's hypnosis and yoga. Yoga and hypnosis. It's actually yoga and hypnosis. She's doing more of it. And it is, I'd invite you, but it's sold out. Nothing to do with me. She's marketed it. I've done very little. Well, yeah, I have done absolutely nothing, actually. Try and dress it up. I've done nothing. But we're doing that, and then I'm coming back on that day, and I'm going to be doing the crystal ball. So I'd love it for you there. I hope to see you there. If you've seen this live, or if you're watching this afterwards and you fancy coming and changing your future and creating the future that you want, then just ask me to join the group, and you're welcome. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, Julia, Jan, Adriana, Kevin, for watching and for staying with me as well. I don't know if you've actually said anything, but if you have, thanks very much. I can't actually read anything. I think I switched off notifications. And by the way, I am going to be doing my next live, not this Sunday, the following. And thank you for being a part of helping me build this up, because that's what I'm going to do. I can't promise you that I'm going to be funny or intelligent, vaguely intelligent, but I will promise you that I will think about whatever I'm going to say beforehand. I'm not just going to turn up and say, hey, look, I'm alive, I have a heart, I have eyes, and now I have your 5 minutes as well. So I won't do that, but I will think about something and try and make sure it's got some value to you. Anyway, lots of love. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and thank you very, very, very much for helping this be so much less painful than the last couple, which I've been doing on my own. Bye.